Hello there and welcome to this special Independence Day edition of Jamaica Magazine, where we're celebrating our 62nd year of independence under the theme Jamaica 62, One Love to the World.
Fight on. This is Jamaica. This is our land. We have our future with God in our plan. We'll play our part building this great nation. This is Jamaica. This is our land.
Let us make every effort to forge unity and resolve to work hard for our prosperity.
With a call for us to innovate, educate and build a society where every citizen can thrive, the Governor General gets us started with his 2024 Independence Day message.
My fellow Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora, today we stand united, not just here at home, but across the globe where our vibrant diaspora proudly gathers to celebrate our independence. 62 years ago, our forebears embarked on a journey of self-determination and hope, aspiring to create a resilient and strong nation, capable of shaping its destiny with courage and conviction. As we reflect on that historic moment of August 6, 1962, we honor the vision and sacrifices of those who labored before us. Their enduring dreams outlived their lifetimes and laid the foundation for subsequent generations. Our nation stands as a testament of those dreams and aspirations, evidenced by our thriving industries, advancements in education and healthcare, and the continuous flourishing of our cultural heritage. These accomplishments are the fruits of their labor and the dreams realized. Our strength lies in our people, in their indomitable spirit, creativity, and resilience. These attributes continue to propel us forward, transforming obstacles into opportunities and dreams into realities. Our journey, however, has not been without its challenges. We have faced storms, both literal and metaphorical, but each time we rise, more determined and united. The recent passage of Hurricane Beryl has left lingering effects which have been worse for some than for others. Our people, both locally and in the diaspora, are rallying around those affected, offering support in these challenging times. That is the true spirit of Jamaica, and for this we say thank you. Our world is evolving, providing opportunities for our nation to develop even further. We must embrace the possibilities of technology, sustainable development, and global partnerships with the same fervor and determination that marked our independence in 1962. Our priority must be to innovate, educate, and build a society where every citizen can thrive. We are immensely grateful to our Olympians who continue to make us proud on the world stage. You are the true definition of we little, but we taloa. All the best in the days ahead, and know that you have the unwavering support of a proud nation. Together, let us forge forward in a way that honors our past and capitalizes on the possibilities available to us. Let us continue to build a strong nation that remains a beacon of hope, progress, and unity for all. Happy Independence, and may God bless you, and may God bless Jamaica, land we love.
It's time now for our head of government, Prime Minister Andrew Holness's message to Jamaicans on this 62nd Independence Day.
Gather together, my brothers and sisters, we're independent. You caught me off guard. Today, I have the honor of wishing my fellow Jamaican brothers and sisters a very happy 62nd Independence Day. This year, the Olympics coincide with our celebrations. So, on behalf of all Jamaicans, I take this opportunity to recognize the Jamaican Olympic team and honor our athletes who have been making us proud on the world stage, even before we were an independent nation. I know our athletes continue the great tradition of giving of their best in competition, making us all proud of their accomplishments draped in our flag. So as we begin the festivities against the backdrop of a hurricane, we must be mindful that many Jamaicans across the island have been significantly affected and may not be able to enjoy the celebrations as usual. We, the God-fearing people of Jamaica, give thanks that we were spared the catastrophe of a direct hit from Hurricane Beryl. As a caring nation and government, we are sensitive to the needs and the displacement of those worst affected, and we stand in meaningful solidarity with our brothers and sisters who have lost their houses, their roofs, their livelihoods, or are now without electricity and water. While the relief and recovery effort has been generally quick and effective, we are sensitive to the hardships that some areas continue to experience while the recovery is underway. Alongside the government's significant provision of relief and care support, I have witnessed a tremendous outpouring of local relief initiatives. I want to recognize and thank all our local, corporate, religious, civic entities and private individuals who have organized relief packages and support for our brothers and sisters affected by the hurricane. Our diaspora has also been active along with the international and multilateral community in supporting Jamaica's relief effort, and I want to thank them as well. As we scale up our efforts in the recovery phase, your government has so far allocated over $5 billion to relief, recovery, and reconstruction efforts, of which $1 billion will assist households in the form of grants of $400,000 for destroyed houses, $150,000 for major damage, and $50,000 for minor damage. We understand the urgency of the situation, and we have already begun disbursing the grants to ensure that persons affected can start rebuilding their lives and livelihoods. The Ministry of Education has already started to repair schools that were damaged to ensure that most schools will be able to reopen on time for the beginning of the school year. The Ministry of Agriculture is also fully mobilized to assist our farmers and fishers to restart their production. The government is not satisfied with the pace at which electricity is being returned to some communities by the utility provider. The government and the Office of Utilities Regulation, the OUR, will continue to hold JPS to account for the expected service standards that all Jamaicans deserve. Notwithstanding, we are in the best position ever to respond to and recover from shocks and disasters. There are still areas in which we must continue to build our resilience. Your government will shortly appoint a committee to review Jamaica's overall performance mechanisms to natural disasters and make suggestions for strengthening. While we celebrate our freedom as a people and independence as a nation, we must consider the meaning of freedom and independence, as they are not without obligations and responsibilities. We must also consider the global, political, and environmental context in which we exercise our freedom and independence. We are a small island developing state with an open economy in a highly connected world where an economic shock, such as a disruption in supply chain, causing global inflation, a political shock, such as a war in the Ukraine, a health shock, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, or a technology shock, such as an internet outage generated from some other part of the world, have immediate impact on lives of Jamaicans locally. These shocks are compounded by the phenomenon of climate change, which refers to the long-term changes in average weather patterns that define our local, regional, and global climates driven by human consumption patterns and production activities. Among the observable long-term changes in the climate is the rise in temperature. The hottest day ever recorded on Earth was on July 22nd, 2024. This extreme heat is part of a broader trend of rising temperatures and more frequent weather events. The hottest day ever recorded in the history of Jamaica was in June 2019. And in the last decade, we have seen increased variability in our rainfall patterns, creating longer and more severe droughts and periods of more intense rainfall over and above the design capacity of our drainage systems, leading to flooding. However, the greatest danger for Jamaica is the increased frequency of severe weather events like hurricanes having serious physical and economic impacts even when they do not hit directly. Almost every year for the last 8 years, we have been faced with global crises, including a pandemic and extreme weather events that have seriously affected our island. We must all develop the understanding that we live in an era where governments must deal with multiple crises which overlap and occur frequently. These crises have the potential to displace communities, disrupt growth, compound debt, and increase poverty. For example, in 2009, Jamaica was impacted by a global recession. It impacted our growth and employment and increased our debt. It took us 10 years to recover our GDP to 2009 levels. In 2020, Jamaica was impacted by a global pandemic which derailed our growth and employment and increased our debt. Within 2 years, Jamaica had recovered its growth and employment and was back on track with reducing its debt. This is not by accident. This is by the deliberate design and hard work of my administration to build resilience in the Jamaican government by restructuring our financial, economic, security, and civil preparedness affairs to be able to withstand shocks, recover faster, and rebuild stronger from crises. We have built a new system of government that is more robust, self-reliant, and strategic. In fact, that is what it means to be independent. The ability to withstand shocks and deal with crises without having to rely or be dependent on the resources of others or be indebted to others. At 62, Jamaica must be able to stand on its own 2 feet and face the challenges and uncertainties of this era of globalized world affairs and changing climate. Some Jamaicans may not see this as important or make the connection between global crises and the local challenges of their daily lives, such as domestic water supply, garbage collection, condition of roads, public transportation, healthcare, and affordable and healthy food. The truth is that in the past, we would have diverted resources and borrowed resources to deal with the impact of external shocks, whether economic shocks, political shocks, or weather-related shocks. We had no reserves and no fiscal buffers. This meant that unplanned external shocks and crises disrupted planned capital expenditure in public goods such as roads in your town, water to your homes, solid waste collection in your community, and facilities in healthcare. Take a moment to consider all the multiple, frequent, and overlapping crises we have faced in the last 8 years. from multiple frequent and severe weather events, droughts, flooding, hurricanes, which overlapped with health crises such as the dengue outbreaks and the COVID-19 pandemic, which spawned a global inflationary crisis. Jamaica was able to respond swiftly with various social expenditures, such as the CARE program, where 350,000 Jamaicans received grants to cushion the economic fallout of the pandemic, or consider the provision of subsidy for electricity to cushion inflationary impact of energy supply disruptions globally. And now, the swift deployment of Hurricane Beryl rebuilding grants. However, while doing all of this, we have been able to continue with our capital investment program. We continue to invest in garbage trucks, over 100 purchased so far and more to come, to improve garbage collection in your communities. We recently bought 100 new buses to be deployed in time for back to school to ease transportation woes. The Spark program is underway to begin the process of fixing your community roads. New hospital and healthcare facilities are being constructed as I speak. Almost every month, a new water system is ready for commissioning. We are steadily upgrading the JCF and the JDF with new buildings, technologies, ships, and vehicles to make our country safe. We are building new parks, town centers, and housing schemes to create a better living environment for our people. We cannot rebuild Jamaica in a day, but Jamaica cannot be rebuilt if we do not have a long period of uninterrupted public investment. My administration, your government, has finally solved this problem of disrupted long-term capital investments in public goods, which has left our infrastructure in its current state. It is now time to pivot focus to the next challenge for us as a free people and independent country, which is to address productivity and peace in our country. Productivity and peace are necessary to increase growth and reduce the cost of living. My administration has granted the largest increase in the wage level of the public service and generally with commensurate increases in the minimum wage. However, we know that this is an incomplete and unsustainable response to the cost of living without meaningfully addressing the rate of our output. This will require further restructuring of our economy and institutions, better training of our labor, more innovation, digitalization, and deeper integration of technology, among other strategies. However, the most important action towards greater productivity and peace is a mindset change to create a social and moral value around productivity and peace in our culture. Just as we are proud to be known as the fastest and most creative people, we must build a culture around being the most peaceful society and productive economy in the world. These issues are fundamental to our nation and sustainability. So in the powerful and immortal words of our first Prime Minister, Sir Alexander Bustamante, he said, "Let us resolve to work together, to build a Jamaica which will last and of which we and the generations to follow may be proud." Jamaica 62, one love to the world. I love you. Happy Independence Day, and may God continue to bless Jamaica land we so deeply love.
Leader of the opposition, Mr. Mark Golding, rounds out our Independence Day celebration with his message for the country.
My fellow Jamaicans, on August 6, 1962, Jamaica made a bold step As the Union Jack was lowered and replaced by the black, green, and gold, we entered a new chapter in history with the dawn of our new nation. However, it did not start in 1962. The seeds of our independence were sown much earlier, in the 1900s, when workers began organizing themselves to advocate for better pay and working conditions. Out of that labor movement came the emergence of political parties and leaders to lead us forward from our colonial past. In 1932, the Right Excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey advocated for self-governance and what he called the New Jamaican, expressing ideas about a Jamaican identity that transcended the shackles of colonialism. The labor uprising of 1938 provided the impetus for fundamental change, with the Right Excellent Alexander Bustamante and the Right Excellent Norman Washington Manley emerging as the workers' champions. N.W. Manley spearheaded the struggle for universal adult suffrage, meaning the right to vote for a government of the people's choice. He negotiated for Jamaica's political independence, and he led the development of our independence constitution, all culminating in Jamaica taking up the mantle of full statehood on August 6, 1962. However, our journey to independence remains incomplete. Our head of state is the King of England, and our final court is the UK Privy Council, a colonial institution in England that makes its orders in the name of the King of England and is fundamentally inaccessible to ordinary Jamaicans. It is time to reaffirm our national identity and assert the confidence to shape our own destiny. Time come to sever ties with the British monarchy and become a fully sovereign nation once and for all, with the executive and judicial branches of our state being institutions of our own creation in keeping with our vision of the future as a proud and independent people. Last month, our nation was rocked by the awesome power of Hurricane Beryl. Many parts of Jamaica were severely affected. Communities have been disrupted. People have lost their homes. Schools and vital infrastructure were damaged, and sadly, some people lost their lives. Our spirit was challenged and our resilience has been severely tested. Yet, in the face of this adversity, we have stood together as the entire nation rose up in aid of our brothers and sisters who are affected by this calamity. Climate change is an emerging reality that we cannot ignore. Hurricane Beryl has shown us that we must prioritize building more resilient and sustainable infrastructure, homes, institutions, and communities. We must take proactive steps and make sure that the required investments are in place for a sustainable future for generations of Jamaicans to come. We have an opportunity now to build back better, not just restoring what was lost in the hurricane, but creating communities that are stronger, more resilient, and more sustainable. This will require collaboration across all sectors of society, government, the private sector, and civil institutions, and of course, support from the international community. Together, we can transform this natural disaster into a catalyst for positive change and a better future. Our strength lies in our unity, and our ability to overcome hardships only makes us stronger. Let us continue to support each other in rebuilding and restoring our beautiful island home. Jamaica's legacy is so rich with extraordinary accomplishments. From the realms of music, sports, cuisine, and beyond, Jamaicans have made an indelible mark on the world stage, and our athletes continue to shine, breaking records and bringing glory to our nation. The Olympic Games in Paris offers another opportunity for our sportsmen and women to demonstrate their prowess and their determination. We are cheering them on, knowing that they express the hopes and dreams of our entire nation. Our musicians have spread the message of one love to the world, fostering a spirit of togetherness and peace across all nations. Jamaican creativity knows no bounds, influencing global trends and enriching the world's cultural tapestry. The theme for this year's celebrations, Jamaica 62, One Love to the World, reminds us of our unique cultural heritage and our collective duty to each other and to the global community. It's a theme that speaks to the essence of the nation we're trying to build, a beacon of love, strength, and unity. As we reflect on the past 62 years, let us remember the significant moments that have shaped our nation. Let us honor our past. Let us cherish our present and look forward to a future that is filled with promise and potential. A renewed commitment to a shared future for Jamaica. We are a nation of unlimited creativity. We little, but with talawa. We continue to shine brightly, sharing our love, our culture, our achievements with the world. Let us honor our legacy of those who came before us by striving to create a Jamaica that reflects the best of who we are. Today is a day of joy, a day to celebrate our heritage, our culture, and our historic achievements, based on the sacrifice and courage of our forefathers. As we dance to the rhythms of our internationally acclaimed music, and as we savor the flavors of our unique and exquisite cuisine, let us conduct the celebrations in harmony, respect for others, and peace. Happy Independence Day, Jamaica. One love to the world. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
They say time flies when you're having fun, but you can keep the celebration going by watching this and other programs on our website at gis.gov.jm. Do join us again tomorrow on the same station, same time, as we bring you another informative, educational, and entertaining package of Jamaica Magazine. Camila Candy Isaacs take us out of today's show with her winning festival song, One Jamaica. Thank you for watching. On behalf of the entire team at the GIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Happy Independence, Jamaica.
Come a long way, standing in a strong way. You know why? We never give up on God, 'cause Him not give up on we. Out of many we are one, one nation, one family. We activate rising faith and joyfully celebrate one day. This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.